So when you confront this toxic person, you might kind of accidentally trigger a cycle of escalation, deny them of the emotional fuel they seek, because they often create situations just to get a reaction, that these individuals are more likely to engage in manipulative and aggressive behavior. So what we instead should do Have you ever been in the situation where you confront a person and things just get so much worse? So next time there is something to bring up, something you need to talk about, you'll think twice before you do it. And after a while, you quit bringing up things. You stop talking about important matters, things that would improve the relationship, your life, or just everyone's well-being, make things better. So what I'm talking about is when confronting a toxic person, it could be a narcissistic personality, just to find that the situation escalates further. What could have been perfectly calm and balanced and productive conversation turns out to be something really uncomfortable, perhaps even something that makes you feel like, I never should have done this, I never should have brought up this issue. So in this video, we're going to talk about how and why the toxic people often get worse when confronted, and why it's better to cut them off silently and smoothly based on research. And I've done another video on this topic that I received so many comments, experiences around this very reaction. It could be from family members, co-workers, bosses, people where you just cannot bring up the issue without it turning really unpleasant. So number one, understanding the toxic reaction. Toxic individuals, it could be sociopaths or narcissists, they thrive on conflict and manipulation. Besides this, they lack or are low on empathy, and they have a constant need for admiration. So when confronted, they may feel threatened and react defensively or aggressively to regain control. And especially narcissists react with increased hostility when their self-image is challenged. And what usually happens after this, after you've said something, it could be completely harmless. So number two, what happens next is the so-called escalation trap. So when you confront this toxic person, you might kind of accidentally trigger a cycle of escalation. And research from University of Georgia have found that these individuals are more likely to engage in manipulative and aggressive behaviors when they feel cornered. And they easily do. And this escalation often make the situation more volatile and emotionally draining for you. So what we instead should do is number three, the so-called silent detachment, because confronting these individuals often leads to further conflict, and insecure individuals are additionally more likely to react defensively and aggressively when confronted, while escalating the situation further. So instead of confrontation, try a different approach, and it is by silently detaching yourself from the toxic individual. This can be a lot more effective than confronting. Sometimes it's not even worth bringing up whatever we may feel like we need to bring up, because there's not going to be a resolution. Things aren't going to become better. The person in front of us is not going to change. So we're just kind of pouring our energy into changing or hoping something that's not going to happen. So by not reacting and instead gradually reducing contact, you deny them of the emotional fuel they seek, because that's often the case. They thrive on drama, they thrive on conflict. So they often create situations just to get a reaction, just to get you to say something. By not reacting, you'll deny them of this toxic emotional fuel that they are seeking, and just gradually reduce your interactions with the toxic individual, whoever it may be. Well, if it's your boss, it's gonna be kind of tricky, but when you can, be polite but distant, and limit personal disclosures. And this method of gradual withdrawal also makes it less likely for them to notice and to react. So to summarize, there's not much point in confronting certain persons. Just recognize the pattern. You've seen them react badly previously when you brought up something, so you know. In that case, here you have an alternative approach to how to handle these situations with these personalities. I wish you all the best.